Yeah. Come on. Let's talk it out. Say what you wanna say. Let's talk. Let's talk. Whatever you've been through.
Welcome to the Let's Talk Show with DM Entertainment. Every week we discuss heartfelt topics that matters. Opinions are respected. Awareness meets action. We're not just discussing. We're connecting, educating, and celebrating in Fresno and Clovis areas. And we'd like to thank you for tuning in today. Today is August the 8th, 2024, and we are filming at the beautiful CMAX Studios here in the Central Valley. I am Lashonda Lee, but before we get started, today is my husband's birthday. Happy birthday, honey. We represent today. But let me introduce to you my beautiful panel for today and my beautiful co-host, Lil.
Hello, how are you? It's so beautiful today. Happy birthday. Hi, my name is Lilly, and I am married, and I'm just excited to be here today, and I just want to tell husband, happy birthday. And I hope you have a wonderful one. I would sing, but my voice is messed up.
Hi, I'm Rhonda. I live here in the Central Valley. I, too, am excited to be here. Happy birthday to King Richard. He makes this happen, so we're very thankful for him. So we hope that you have a wonderful day. Happy birthday again, and I'm happy to be here.
All right.
Hi, my name is Verlis D. Page, and I'm happy to be here. Happy birthday, Richard. And all right. So again, we have another show, and so I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cicely. I'm so happy to be back after being gone for so long. I am back, and I am happy to be here. I want to say happy birthday to King Richard. Yes, indeed. He is 18 today, and I am so happy that he gets to celebrate with us.
Yay! So, are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Are y'all ready for some SIZZLE? All right. Our first SIZZLE topic is J.D. Vance is taking looks at Kamala's plane, saying he wants it. He's going to go take a look at it. Disrespectful, but check it out.
I know you're covering the vice president here. I figured I'd come by and just get a good look at the plane. Hopefully it's going to be my plane in a few months, but I also thought you guys might get lonely because the vice president doesn't answer questions from reporters and hasn't for 17 days. Have they given you guys an explanation for why she won't take questions from reporters? No? Nobody? Okay, great. Well, I hope that she changes her mind because it'd be good for the American people, and I think it'd be good for you all if she actually ran a real campaign instead of one from a basement with a teleprompter. So have a good one, guys. See ya. What would you like to hear from her?
Wow. Now, you guys, please tell me, Miss Cicely, why would he be so disrespectful?
Well, personally, I don't know why he would be disrespectful. I don't even like the dude, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? So anything that he does is creepy or disgusting to me. His whole outlook is creepy and disgusting. I don't even know why Trump would include him in his campaign, even though as a Republican, I do feel like him and Trump done lost their marbles and they both need to go ahead and step down. But I don't know why he would do anything crazy like that. And just a little psycho, if you ask me.
Yes.
You know, I have 4 beautiful daughters. Okay, 4 beautiful daughters, and if they were dating a guy like Vance, you know, he's the kind of guy like, oh, can I go inside and use your bathroom for a minute? You know, and then kind of hang around for a little bit. Yeah, and that's what this guy is doing. You know, I mean, It makes no sense for you to go to the vice president. Okay, first of all, you're not going to get up to the plane. Secret Service is going to stop you. You're not a president. You're not nobody at this point. So Secret Service is going to stop you anyway. And for him to even ask, why isn't she taking questions to the press? That's just a political ploy because she wasn't there for that. Okay, she said, if you got something to say it to my face. That's it. It's that simple. So.
Okay, Rhonda?
So disrespectful for sure, but I think entitled, he felt. It's not right by any means, but I also think it's intimidation. That was like an intimidation move, I think, but very disrespectful.
Okay, Lil?
Yes, I agree with her. He's disrespectful. He's retarded. I mean, he's special. And he's walking around talking about he want a plane. He would like to have. Well, you know, people in hell want water. So he needs to go somewhere and sit down. Him and his crazy partner, Trump. And I told Cicely a long time ago that Trump ain't got good sense. He was an idiot. She didn't believe me until now. And his mother said, because his mother said he was an idiot. And then the idiot went and got an idiot to be his vice president. And then the head idiot, Trump, he is like kind of hating that he even chose that idiot. Yeah, two idiots flocked together. I just don't know.
You know, one thing I thought about it was, it's kind of like it was repeated what happened to Hillary when Trump and her was doing their debate. He was walking behind her because I don't think some men have respect for women and what they're doing. So that shows he's like degrading her, like I can come over there where you're at. And that was just really actually just super disrespectful, because if it was a man, do you think he would have did that? A man candidate? No, I don't think so.
So, a candidate.
So I think that was really disrespectful. Our second topic is Kamala had to deal with a heckler out in Detroit. Let's see how that go.
He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis, and he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking. I know Donald Trump's tight. I know it's tight. In fact, I've been dealing with people like him my whole career. For example, as Attorney General of California, well, hold on, you know what? The courts are going to handle that part of it. What we're going to do is beat him in November.
Yes, she told them. But that's not a place to do that. And I respect how she did it, because I think, I'm gonna be honest, women, we get jumped on, we get disrespected so much. And I'm not understanding, you know, they do that to the men because the men be like, okay, all right, and sit there and watch them. But the thing is, I don't understand why that happened. I mean, it's just disrespectful. Just really disrespectful. Cicely?
I agree that it was disrespectful, but then once again, we have to realize this is the game of politics, you know? And everybody wants to be heard. Everybody has a position that they're taking, you know. Was it the right place to voice your opinion at that particular time? Some would say no, but to him, especially if he was a Republican, to him that was the perfect moment for the Democrats to be able to hear his side of the story, hear who he chooses. But like we said, was it the proper moment for those that were inclined to watch Kamala Harris and were intrigued by what she was saying? Absolutely not. You know, even though I'm a Republican, I am a respectful Republican. You know what I'm saying? I draw the line at certain things. And so, yeah, that's what
Okay, that sounds good. That's right.
Awesome. And, you know, with Kamala running right now, the intersectionality of racism and sexism, she embodies both of those, because she's a woman and she's a woman of color. And we're going to see a lot more of this popping up, and my biggest fear is violence towards women, especially black women, because they're going to look at, just like when Obama ran, racism went up. He didn't cause it, okay? He didn't cause it. It was just the fear of him being in the White House that caused it, And so the intersectionality of racism and sexism, Kamala actually represents that. And we're going to see a lot more of that. And the Secret Service, they're going to they have their work cut out for them. But I believe that she's going to be well protected, And with her new vice president and him too, he's, I like him. I really do like him, but that's a different topic. But those two together, they brought some joy to what we thought was kind of going down, So yeah. I enjoy listening to them speak.
Okay. Rhonda?
So you knew she was going to be there. If you have something disrespectful to say, don't go. That's the period. It would have been different if Trump maybe or Vance were going to be there later. Mm-hmm. You're there to see them, so you're talking. But she was there, you were there to do that purposely. And that's just not the time or place for it.
Right. Lilly?
And I like the way she handled herself. See, me, I'm like this. You say, my husband always tell me, babe, why when people say something mean to you, you say something meaner? That's just me. I'm a Taurus. So, but I just like the way that she handled the situation. He said he was out there heckling and, she shut him down. And she was ladylike with it. But me, I would have wanted to put hands on him and stuff. That's me. That's me. I'm different. Yes, I'm different. So, yes. And so I look at her and I like the fact that, she handled herself in that fashion. She didn't do like Trump did when he had hecklers. He was telling them, well, punch him. I'll get you out of jail. And I'm sitting there looking, I said, well, what kind of future president is he going to be? You so disrespectful. But Kamala Harris, I love her. I love her. And I like the way she handled it.
You know what I did too. I
love that stare at the end.
Yeah.
She just shut up.
You know how we've been, we talked a little bit there. But I'm going to tell you this. It was the Israel, the ones that was they were Hamas and them. They were, you know how they be going against that Israel. So they were trying to do that at her rally. And so that's why she told them that. She said, it's okay. Really, anybody can vote for whomever they choose. We have to respect it, even if they have a difference of opinion. But don't go trying to mess up somebody's rally with that kind of stuff, because it's a time and a place for that. But don't bring that to somebody's rally. And like you said, Trump was like, knock him out, sock him in the face. He didn't care. Yeah. So at least she didn't do that. Right. But she did tell them where she meant, and they felt embarrassed, and they shut up and they stopped. So that's something that I'm glad about her VP pick too. He seems like a really good guy. Bringing together, that's what it's all about now. Bringing together. I think that's why even some of the Republicans is leaving Trump. Because they tired of the fighting, they're tired of the bickering, they're tired of you kill my dog, I kill your cat. They sick of it. That's all they hear is name calling and who's dumb and who's stupid and who don't know. They want to hear how we gonna help these prices come, down. How we gonna help get things better. Let's do it together, because I care about what you think and how you feel, and that's what's working for them. And Cicely?
I was just gonna say, when me being a Republican, I did vote for Trump when Trump first ran. I looked at him as a businessman. So I say his first term, I'm down with Trump. Yeah, to me, I did feel like he did an excellent job. It's the second term, him coming back to run again. It's the things that he did during Joe Biden's administration that bothered me, that made me look at him a little different, because now it's no longer about politics. It's now about get back.
Yeah.
It's revenge. You know what I'm saying? Let me prove something to you guys. Let me show you this, what I was trying to tell you guys before. No, we're beyond that point. We're trying to look towards the future. Our country is at a pivotal moment right now.
That's right.
And so therefore, I had to withdraw from Trump because I feel like he lost his stability and his mentality to run this country correctly. So I believe a lot of Republicans are walking away for that reason.
You know what? We're going to cut this off, but I'm going to tell you something, and I can admit it. Since you can admit that, I can admit this. I got kind of tired of Joe Biden. I'm going to tell you the truth. Why? Because I felt like he was too old. And if he were to continue to run, we were going to lose. So at least we could speak truthfully here about how we was feeling. People was getting mad at me. You know, they was like, how you doing? He did a good job. It doesn't matter. It's about all of us. What's going to happen to us? If he gets another term, Trump gets another term because we so devoted and don't say how we feel, then look what happened to our country. So I appreciate that. I appreciate it so much. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with our special guest for today.
Hi, just a friendly reminder that the midterm elections are on Tuesday, November 6th, and you should vote. Why? Because you're a grown-up, and that's how democracy works. Because the people in power don't want you to vote, because that's how they stay in power. Here's how it works. Maybe you've never voted before, and you think it'll be hard like taxes, or you think it won't make a difference.
I voted.
Or you think midterms are boring, or you think I'm boring. First off, rude. Second off, your vote makes a huge difference. And I know you hear that all the time, but a lot of these elections are decided by a handful of votes. The good news is, voting is easy. This is very bad coffee. Step 1, get registered online at vote.org. Even if you think you're registered, do me a favor and double check, because sometimes people pull a funny prank called voter suppression. Demi Adjuibe, D-E...
Yeah, I got you, voter.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Step 2, find your polling place. Might even be a weird room kind of like this one. Oh, and if you can't get to the polls, mail your ballot in. Can't find a stamp? Yes, you can. Personally, I like going to the polls on the big day. Feels like democracy. Why do I keep drinking this? Step 3, vote. It's not a test. It's okay to look at your phone or bring a cheat sheet or just leave stuff blank. Just vote for whoever you think is the right choice. After all, it's a free country. For now. So just vote. Vote because you can. Vote because old rich people have all the power, but your vote counts just as much as theirs does. Vote because it's your chance to make yourself matter in a world that doesn't want you to matter. Vote because the more people vote, the better democracy works. It's that easy.
All right, welcome back. Okay, we have a special guest today. Her name is Shavonne, and she is going to talk to us about domestic violence and how to heal from it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, beautiful lady.
So thank you for having me. So my name is Shavonne Camargo. I'm the founder of Arise Women's Foundation. It's a nonprofit organization that helps women and children in domestic violence. So the reason I started it is because I was a victim of domestic violence for 11 years. So I'm no longer in that relationship, but I'm able to tell other women my story and for them to heal, because I had to go to therapy. Like, I've been in therapy 2 years. I'm still going to therapy because it's a breakdown. They break you down, you know, so.
Get the mic.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
So now I'm able to help women. So the organization I started is, we're helping women. We're giving them clothes, like for donations. We have a donation closet, because sometimes when they leave, well, not sometimes, a lot of times they leave with the clothes on their back. So we have a closet for those women. We have a therapist, so they can start, seeing a therapist or counselor to help them get through their issues. We have a legal team. We're working on a program to get them job training. And the long-term goal is we want to house these women so that they can get back on their feet. But it all starts with their mind. So
yes, I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing that you're doing. And remember when we talked before, therapy. Yes. Therapy is a must, because it's just like medication. It can help heal their minds and their hearts.
Yes.
Because without therapy, we'll all be messed up.
Yes.
And when we all can get it, and I'm not one. I know I need to take therapy about some things, continue to take therapy also. I loved it when I did. You know, a lot of times, that's why I'm so glad here on the Let's Talk Show, we can talk about these type of issues that can help each other. Yeah. That's the most encouraging thing I love about being here. So do you have any other information that you would like if someone, let's say, was going through domestic violence, do you have any phone numbers or anything that you can give, or email, or any way they could reach you?
Yeah, so we have, I don't know the number on the top of my head, I apologize, but we do have an email. Our email is arisewoman at gmail.com. They can email, and then I'll instantly get the email. I'll respond back, and whatever services that they need, we can try to assist them with that. And if we don't have the resources that they need, we can get them, because I've been doing a lot of like footwork in the community, so we'll get the resources that those women need.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. Anyone have any questions for Chevelle?
Oh, sorry. I have a question. One of the questions I want to ask is about the stereotype of domestic violence victims. You know, from a person on the outside looking in, the first thing that they want to say is, "Oh, she's stupid. Why does she stay there? That's dumb. I would have walked away." So for those that have that stereotype in their minds and that perception of a victim, can you let us know, a glimpse of how a real victim might truly feel and what they're going through at that particular moment?
Yes. So a lot of times they feel stuck and they need to love themselves. So I had to learn that when I was in therapy. Like, I had all this stuff going on. Like, I own a business, I'm doing a lot of stuff, but still I didn't know how to love myself. So in therapy, it taught me to love myself. I didn't have boundaries, because if I had boundaries, I would have never allowed this to happen, So I had to learn boundaries, and I was a broken individual. So it's kind of like you're stuck. And then the individual, the abuser just continues to break you down, and eventually you start believing it. Like, oh, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, and then you start believing it in your head. That's why, like me and Lashonda talked, the therapy, 100%, it's needed. It's needed.
Okay, I'll just
Cypher.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And first of all, thank you, Chevelle, for coming. I've worked with Chevelle for years. I don't want to give out our age, but we actually taught college together. We worked together as I was an executive and she was assistant. Yeah. But the biggest thing about it is she's absolutely correct that that therapy is necessary. It's a necessary factor that we should all take advantage of, and we have such a negative moniker about therapy and help and getting help that we don't want to say anything about, that. We don't even want to go and get the help because it says, okay, you crazy, and now that I'm labeled crazy, now I'm going to be crazy, and it's not that, One of the bigger things, too, is financial abuse, and that's a whole nother topic, but financial abuse is something that a lot of men will use to control women, meaning that we take over, we show up at your job, and and you end up losing your job, and so now you don't have nowhere to go because he's the only one that has the money that can control you, so a lot of things that we can talk about on that topic. And as far as therapy, I'm a therapist and I'd have a therapist,
Right.
Because I can't listen to all these problems all day and not be crazy myself. I'll be like, Lord, that problem was something.
Yeah. Human. Yeah.
That's right. So kudos to you, Chevelle. I think she's a great person, and this program is going to go big.
Yes. We're hoping and praying it does.
Okay, Ms. Chevelle, we're glad you're here with us. My question is for the viewers watching. If there's a woman sitting on her couch right now and she's identified with herself that I know I am in an abusive relationship, I just don't know where to start. what would you say is the place that they need to start? We know therapy, but let's maybe say they're in therapy, but they just don't know how to get out of the house.
So I would say talk to someone close to them that they can trust. They need to start documenting things, because a lot of times the women, they don't want to call the cops. And then when the cops get there, or when it's, eventually it gets to that point, well, did you call the cops? No, I didn't call the cops, or whatever. They have to talk to someone very close to them, let them know what's going on, because if something happens, they need a record of it. What is going on, and a lot of times the women, like I was saying, they feel stuck. I felt stuck, and I made my own money. Like me and Lanisha talked. He didn't do nothing. He was a bum. I worked, I ran my business, everything, and I still felt stuck. It was because of the mentality, because he broke me down so much. I didn't know who I was as a woman, So those women, they need to tell somebody what's going on, and start getting an escape plan. Okay, like little by little, start saving money, start doing something to escape from that relationship and never look back, and start healing.
All right.
Thank you.
I just want to say you are awesome. And I don't know, maybe because the way I was raised, and I'm like, I don't know. I went in abusive, but it was like a mental thing. Yeah. And then my mother had told my sisters, because there's 16 of us, and we will fight at the drop of a dime. If somebody's messing with my sister, or my brothers used to always ask questions like, hey, is he good to you? And I had one brother used to come to the house just to start some, because he wanted to beat him. He wasn't for sure what he was doing, but he knew he was doing something, because I was dropping weight. And so my mother told my sisters, leave her alone. She said, because if I know her like I know her, she's my child. Said she gonna pull herself out of it, watch. And I sit and I looked, and I had a child. And I love my son more than I love me. And I'm not gonna let my son see me go through it. So what I did was I went to his parents' house, and his godmother happened to be there. And I used the phone. I called my sister and I told her, I'm ready to move back home. My sisters, when I left the house to get back there, they was there standing in the front yard. And I was sitting there, but I left. And I was strong enough to tell him I was going to leave. But he was scared to touch me, because he know my family was going to get him. Mm-hmm. But I'm like this, to women that's sitting and you watching. My mother always told me never let your right hand, let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So just like you were saying, saving money, put the money aside. Get clothes. Put a little bit away at a time. And when you get your chance, you get ghosts. And honey, I'm telling you right now, I look and I see him every now and then. And he tried to talk, and I told him, no, honey. I said, because you look better going than coming. So I am like this, the relationship I'm in now, I thank God for my husband, because he takes care of me. Before my oldest son, before he passed, my husband was good to him. My sons had started calling him daddy. That's how good of a man he is. My parents, old school, they love him. So I just thank God for him. And I just thank God for, parents, men, women, talk to your sisters and your brother. There are some men going through some abuse too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but talk to them and let them know that you're there for them. You're going to be there for them. And you let them know what love is. Yeah. And my mother said, love is not a punch in the face.
That's right. It cannot be.
It can't. And love don't hurt like that. Yeah. And so, and it's like, I can't, I couldn't do it, but, and I'm not going to say what, if I don't know, but I guess I'm just a little bit strong-minded, maybe. I'm not for sure, but it's a lot of women that are not as strong-minded as others. And you don't look down on them for that, because I had a sister who was in an abusive relationship, and I know I'm talking too much, but this is a serious subject to me. And I see my sister go through a lot. I see my sister get shot. Half-inch more over, he'd have killed her. So it was just crazy stuff. So, but I'm like this. When you see another female or a man going through some stuff, come on,
Help.
That's
Help.
right. That's right. And the good thing about it is Chevelle is going to be coming back, and she's going to give us a couple of chapters of domestic violence, how to get out of it, what to do if you're in it. So we're going to start having her to come and do that too, because some of these subjects are so important that we do not want to go away from them at all. We want to learn about them extensively and use them for our benefit, and hopefully the viewers out there can use it to help them and change their lives also. Okay, the next subject we're going to go to is beautiful Rhonda, our other co-host. She's going to introduce to us a little bit about healing, grieving and healing. So tell us a little bit about what you got for us.
Hey, so you guys see my little notepad here, because let me say I'm not a counselor, but I've had a lot of grief. I was introduced to grief in 2018 when my fiance passed away. And if you've never went through the kind of grief that makes your body hurt, where you can't get out of bed, where you don't want to talk to anybody, nothing moves you. If you haven't been through it, you don't really understand it. I didn't completely understand it until I went through it. And I immediately went to therapy. I was in therapy by myself. I was in group therapy. I was reading because I didn't know what to do. And no one in my family had really been through, like my mom, dad, sisters, brother. Nobody had really been through that. So they didn't really know what to do to help me. So it was difficult. So I took some notes. I went through Grief Share, which is, if you look it up, it's griefshare.org. Very helpful. Their system is to walk you through the 13 emotions that you may go through over a period of time, because everybody's different, right? So I've been reading, so I've taken some context from a lot of places. So we're going to start with, and you guys can kind of chime in. So the first question is it okay for me to grieve? And the answer to that is yes. You need to grieve, because if you don't grieve, it's like a pot, right? And when you start stuffing things into a pot, you can only stuff so much before what? Before it blows. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing. Yes, please grieve. I worry for those who don't grieve. I know a few people that have not grieved, and it's like it just sits on them. You could see it in their face. You could almost see it in their eyes, like something's just not right. And it's because they're holding on for lots of reasons. But if you can grieve, perfect. Okay, second question. How long will my grief last? Everybody grieves differently. So we don't know the answer to that. For me, it took really about 3 years for me to come out of what I call my deep, dark hole. I was so far into the hole, I just didn't know how to get out. I wasn't like physically hurt, you know. They have an illustration where it talks about your day is going great and you're in your car and you're driving, and all of a sudden there's this huge manhole and your whole car just goes in, and now you're in the hole. It's black, it's deep, and you don't know what to do. Right? So think about that for a minute. How would you start to strategize to get yourself out of the hole? Therapy, for sure. Okay, how do I deal with those overwhelming emotions? I'm reading because I was writing some things down. Some people start exercising. Some people do breathing techniques. Some people do yoga in the morning or in the evening before they go to bed. You can journal. Some people color. There's lots of ways to just let the tears roll, because it's about releasing. That's where the healing comes. You have to release it. That's with everything, right? Anything that has pressure, you have to release it, right? Mm-hmm. You can't keep holding because it's going to burst. Right. Number 4, how should I handle big decisions at a time like this? They say, again, I'm not a counselor, but they say, do not make big decisions. It's the worst thing that you could do. Don't sell your house. Don't buy a new car. Don't do anything that you wouldn't normally do because you're not your right person. You're not in your normal thinking that you would be. So probably not a good idea to make a good decision. And then lastly, the ABCs of grief. So write this down because this is important. I keep this with me. So A is always be true to yourself, which means you got to know what you need. And if you need to go talk to someone, I don't care what anybody says, do that. Go talk to someone. Take someone with you if you don't feel like you want to go by yourself. The second one is believe you'll make it. And for some people, it's believe in God's word. Because for me, that was a big deal because I was like, okay, Lord, I trust you. I just don't know why this has happened. Just recently, June 18th of this year, my granddaughter in love passed away. She was 8 years old. That's deep when it's a kid. And I just was talking to Lil, and she was telling me about her son who died at 12. And when children pass, that's a whole another level of grief. I mean, right? There are different levels. And I think that's another thing people need to understand. Don't let anyone minimize your grief. Don't let them say, oh, you know, they're in heaven, or you're fine, or that. Those are nice things, but as I say, there are just no pretty words. There just aren't any pretty words when the grief is so heavy because you're traumatized. It's a form of trauma. And then C is remember people care, communicate. You got to reach out because if you sit in the house and do nothing, you only get more depressed. You get more broke down. It's hard sometimes to function. So pick up the phone, call someone. In this day and age, we can text. But let someone know what you're dealing with. That way, maybe they can help you get help. For me, I always tell people, come on, I'll go with you. I'll take you to Grief Share. I'll go through it again. Because it's just relearning, all right? Because I now, even with my granddaughter just passing, I can honestly say because I'm back in therapy for that very reason, because I thought, let me just get a little touch up, right? Because I'm feeling some kind of way. So reach out. So this was the first time of us talking about it. It's near and dear to my heart. I don't think we talk about it enough. And everybody has something going on, you know, and when you grieve like that, it just simply means that you loved that person. So.
So we appreciate you so much. Yeah. We're gonna, she's gonna be doing a lesson too. We're gonna, I don't know how many times a week you're gonna do it. I told you, you know, this is really dear to my heart. So it wouldn't mind, whenever you can come, if it's twice a month, or if it's every week to start off, whatever is good for you.
You want to see me every week.
Yes, I want to hear about that because I'm a grieving person too. My son, I lost. That's why the talk show is here, because of him.
Right. Yeah.
So if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be doing a talk show right now. And you know it because I went to Grief Share. Guess who the one hit me to it? Rhonda did. So we definitely want to hear more of this. So I'm going to tell you we'll be back next week with you.
Perfect.
Too.
I'll be here.
And you're going to come back the week after that, the following, okay?
I want to say this one thing, Shonda, because I think this is important.
Okay.
As the host of this show, I think it's important for this segment at this moment is you didn't want to go to Grief Share at first. How many times I call you? Like 6, right? 6 times? Yeah. I'm texting her, okay, it's going to be tonight. Right? And she'd be like, okay, I'm going to be there. And she's not there. And I'm texting, right? So were you fearful? Was the grief just that much at that moment?
Really, I didn't know the value. I did not know the importance of it. I just thought I'm going to sit down and hear these people talking about somebody that died, my son going, and I ain't nothing I can do about it. So I don't want to sit up here and hear no people. What is it going to do? How is it going to help me? Mm-hmm. And I tell you, when she kept calling me and she didn't give up on me, it helped me so much. I cannot even explain. Some of the things that's really good for you, you need to try. Yes. Because we're so accustomed, we're like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to be, nope. And it changed my life. Cicely?
That's what I wanted to ask a question about, because see, I'm wondering, like, if something is wrong with me, because I love my dad. I love my dad with all my heart. You know what I'm saying? But I have not been able to grieve my dad. Like, I don't get teary or emotional. You know, when I have thoughts of my dad, I have like happy thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I wonder, like, what's wrong with me? I didn't have that breakdown moment. Even though I know I was going through something in my own life at the time of his death, it's like, okay, it's been almost 5 years now. So when am I going to break it down? When am I going to break down and have that cry and realize, like, my dad is really gone? So as a person that has actually went through grief, is something wrong with me?
I don't necessarily think so, because it works for everybody differently. You may not ever have a day or a teary day in your life, because you already said it. For you, when you think of him, you get happy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's absolutely, I don't believe, I'm not a counselor, but I don't believe there's anything wrong with you. I think you're perfectly fine. You just said it. I'm happy when I think of my dad.
That's right. That was my
And not only that, though, they teach you in Grief Share, or any kind of, when you're in therapy, is that you expect your father, we expect our parents to go before us. We expect our grandparents to go before us. It's kind of shocking when your spouse goes or your child goes. So I just don't think there's anything wrong with you. I think you're fine.
Okay.
Thank you. I feel better.
So regarding the grief, So regarding the grief share, another part of the abuse was, it was like a light switch. One day he was loving, the next day he would leave and I wouldn't know where he was. So I was also like, it was like mourning a death.
Yeah.
Like I just felt like literally mourning a death, although the man was still alive, you know? So I did go through that grief, and it was a vicious cycle for 11 years. So I understand that grief. And when I got therapy and I started getting my mind right, no more. Like I didn't look back.
Yeah, good for you.
Yes. Okay. I wanted to. We're gonna have to end our segment for today. But D, we need you when next week come. Could you please? We're gonna talk on the project 2025. This is so urgent for us, peoples. We need to learn about what's in it, because there's some serious things that we need to learn about. So he's going to be giving us chapter by chapter about that. That is so important. Please tune back in next week, because you guys, these issues is dear to our hearts. And what I'm going to do before we go, I would like to call my husband up so we can sing happy birthday to him. Okay. We sing happy birthday to Papa. You ready?
Say happy birthday.
Sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Papa. Happy birthday to you.
All right. So beautiful. Okay, everybody, y'all wanna hit it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear honey. Happy birthday to you. We love you, husband. We love you. We got cards for you, and you're gonna have to go through them.
Baby. Too, man.
And that's it for this episode of Let's Talk. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and we will see you next week.